Hello everyone. In today's video, I will analyze Taylor's speech last week, which was given at the NYU graduation ceremony, and I will try to organize her speech into the following 5 points and add her personal life experience as example. And I hope this can let you guys understand Taylor Swift's views on life, failure, or human relationship. And I will add some of my point at the end of the speech. So I wish all of you can benefit from this. The first point is, I'm sorry, you can't have it all. Taylor Swift said, growing is a series of gain and loses. You can't have it all. You have to learn to let yourself know what to keep and what to let go. A person's heart is limited. It's not just what we want to get, but what we decide to say goodbye to. Just like her song, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together said, we must learn to let it go because compared to loving someone else, loving yourself is more important. So it's time to get out of a toxic relationship because we are never ever getting back together, like ever. The second point is you must realize the need to be alone. Taylor Swift believes that you must make yourself feel specialty. She put it this way, the good things in life make people feel relaxed. With space and flexibility, a toxic relationship can destroy a lot of good things. Taylor Swift reminds everyone that whether you are single or not, the importance of being alone should be accepted and enjoyed. As a well-known singer, Taylor has been humiliated by tens of thousands of haters, and this makes her feel very isolated and helpless. Taylor said in an interview that she doesn't think most of the people can understand this kind of feeling, that thousands of people yelling and hating you when someone says you are done with it. It's not a show of fact actually, it's a real person. One person is sending a flow of negative messages to another person, hoping that the person will either shut up or disappear. That is why she realized she needs to cut her life down and retain because she feels like her life was completely out of control. She knew that songwriting was the only way to save her. It was the only way she could keep her mind and body healthy. And the only way to tell her humiliating experience to the people, to her fan. Therefore, writing the incident into her song is Taylor's only way to heal her wounds. I believe that many singers are like this. It is also the only thing that many people can do when they have no exit. They develop themselves into something they are passionate and release themselves, release the stress. The third point is looking back on the past. Who is not embarrassed? Taylor Swift said, I promise you, what you think is right now. And looking back a few years later, some of it will definitely make you feel disgusted or amused. Taylor Swift thinks that we are easily afraid of embarrassment or awkwardness. Rather than trying to do many things, looking back, who is not embarrassed? We all making mistakes sometimes, but there's also a lot of beauty in those mistakes actually. Taylor Swift used herself as an example during her speech. In 2022, she just like a housewife in 1950s every single day. But she had to promote her album, Red. But she was happy at that moment, and it's a pleasure to laugh at myself now, as she said. So don't worry too much about what makes you the memory of making a fool of yourself. Everything is just a process, as long as you are happy at that moment. The fourth point is being a perfectionist who loves to make mistakes. Taylor Swift is well aware that many of the students trying to be perfectionists. They have high demands on themselves. allowing them to enjoy the stimulation and growth brought about by appropriate pressure. However, she still wants to remind everyone making mistake does not mean failure. Sometimes we seem to have failed and lost some of people and things, but from another perspective, it is actually a gain. It is an opportunity to learn and to be better, because failure will push you to reassess yourself. Just like her album Lover, this is Taylor's process of self-healing and forgiveness. So like the song I Forgot That You Exist, which is recorded in the album Lover, letting go of everything. It's just a night. It's just a moment. The fifth point is believing in yourself. You will be fine. At the end of her speech, Taylor Swift did not try to intend over beautify the future of the graduate. She said, you can only rely on yourself. No matter how lucky you are and how much you can dodge troubles, you will still encounter the most difficult times in your life. You have to believe in yourself. We will rise from the trouble and will learn valuable lessons from it. We will learn from it and we will become more resilient as a result. In pursuit of Taylor's music career, Taylor and her mother traveled to Nashville, Tennessee, which is a country music powerhouse, to see a record label, but things didn't always go as her wish. The company rejected the young Taylor because she is not unique enough. This incident makes Taylor also begin to think about how different she can be from others, so that the company could sign her one day. At the age of 14, Taylor, at the help of her manager, she entered the AMF Future Star competition and got the opportunity to meet the record company. During talks with RCA, Taylor performed several original songs and in the end got an artist development contract. As a result, the family moved to Tennessee to help Taylor to continue developing her music career. So at the end of the presentation, I just want to say I have been a Swiftie, which means her fan since I was 12. And actually there are lots of her songs is about love. I admit that. I know. When people say about love song, most of people would just say that the lyrics of love song are so old-fashioned, are very naive and simple. You just hearing someone whining about their love life. What's the point of this? What's the meaning of this? But from my point of view, this is not the case with Taylor Swift, to be honest. There are lots of life experience she learns from her heartbroken relationship. When she transformed this memory into words and put them in her song. Hence, when I listen to these songs, what I know is not just her feeling for every ex-boyfriend. It's also her life philosophy and her thoughts on the modern human relationship and how she deals with the difficulties, how she feels at the moment. She puts the most common things in our life into a very beautiful way and sing it out loud. So this is why most of the people from my generation, including me, can relate to her songs, because this is how our life is on. These things happen every day around us, and she sees this and create a song and speak for us. This is why I love her so much, I guess. So thank you everyone. This is the end of my presentation. Take care. Bye.